All right, so as y'all can see, I do not have the blanket up here. I have the diamond painting. Was not prepared to diamond paint today. I was going to work on the blanket because that's what I got to get done. But that is not going to happen. You can probably hear the disappointment in my voice. Oh, there's no one in here. I'll wait to tell my story. I do want to, I don't ever go back and watch my lives. I do want to thank all of you for being here. Those of you that are watching the replay, I appreciate you. I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedules to, share that time with me. So I just want to go ahead and say thank you. I know I forget to do that a lot of times, but please do know that I am very grateful for you coming in and watching the replay. All right. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't late today. But then again, I didn't plan on diamond painting. And here we are, right? Hi, Renee. Welcome in. I was waiting for a few people to come in and say why I did not, why I don't have the blanket. I spread the blanket out just a few minutes ago, right when I was getting set up, and I'm so frustrated. I have to frog at least 9 rows, maybe 10. And that's, brown and the white, and it's just, it's very disappointing. So instead of coming on here and frogging with y'all and just huffing and puffing, I figured I would just grab the diamond painting and diamond paint. I don't even have like my colors set out or anything like that, so bear with me. But yeah, I can't believe that. I just can't believe I did that. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll show you. I took a picture so that I could show y'all. So I don't know. See where I put the stitch marker? So I think I actually have to come here. But see how it's angled that way? It should be coming straight up. So, yeah. And so, I'm supposed to have it done by Saturday, and I'm not feeling it. To tell you the truth, I'm just not feeling it anymore. Thank you, Legendary Princess. You too. So, I don't know that it's going to be done by Saturday. I just don't know. Let's see where I want to start with this. I don't even know where I was. I think I'm going to start right there. I think if I can find the colors. I had so many colors out. Like, this is how I put everything away the last time. So, what colors am I even looking for? I know I need to sound a little bit more chipper and happier, and maybe I will after I do a little bit of diamond painting. But I mean, I just found this out like 10 minutes ago, maybe 12 minutes. I have been taking the llama neck out like 3 times today. Oh no. Why? What's wrong with it? Hi, Bill. Welcome in. Good to see you. Bill, we were supposed to crochet on a blanket that I've been working on, a corner-to-corner football blanket. I'll show you a picture of what I'm working on. But as I was getting it out, I was getting it set up. This is what I'm working on. And I started down here, and I was up here. But now I have to frog it, which means unravel. It's all the way back to like here. And I was feeling pretty frustrated right now. I'm pretty disappointed in myself. So I just set it aside, and I'm not even going to mess with it right now. Because it's, it has the flat side and like this, but instead of coming like this at the very end, it's coming in. And I don't know what I did other than just rushing it. Yeah, rushing it is the only thing I can think of, because I'm supposed to have it done really by tomorrow night so that I can ship it out Saturday morning. And yeah, I'm not ready to deal with that right now. So I've set it off to the side. And so instead of doing that, I'm going to do a little bit of diamond painting. And then I will probably unravel or frog that back. And, I think it's a lot to do with, I've been trying to work with it like in a limited area. And, I really should stretch it out every once in a while and look and make sure that it's going the way it's supposed to be going. And I have not been doing that. So shame on me for that. Let me see. The diamond painting will help. I hope so. Or your llama's neck. Well, I appreciate that, Bill. I really do. Welcome to our little community here. We hope you'll stick around for a while. It just didn't look right. Okay. Hey, Lydia, welcome in. I don't know if you heard that, Lydia. I was going to be working on the blanket, but I messed up like 10 rows back, and I'm going to have to frog. And I decided not to deal with that right now. Renee says it's been a long week, and I'm glad it's Friday tomorrow. Let's see, everyone's greeting everyone. Lydia says she's sore because she's been cleaning. Hello, Savage. Welcome in. All right, so this is what we're doing. So I need to keep this up here because I will forget what letter I'm working with or what number I'm working with. And wow. Lydia, have you come up with a day or time or anything like that for when you're thinking for us to do the diamond painting? You know, I can't do Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday because I have my lives. And, you know, in the evenings. Unless we're doing it in my house. If we're doing it in my house, then we could do it Wednesday or Thursday, you know, at the regular time. If we're doing it at yours, I would, it could be earlier or on a different day. Just let me know. And then Charlotte does her Monday nights and Saturday nights, but hers are normally later. I don't know that you would be doing it that late because, yeah, she's normally, I guess it's like maybe 10 or 10:30 her time, which is normally like 11 or 11:30 my time. All right, let's see. I don't want to miss anyone. Your hand hurts. You'll email us. Okay. Renee, the what size hook are you using on the Highland? Because you know, I glanced at the pattern again, and I noticed that all she does is the different sizes in hooks. And with worsted weight, I just don't know. You know, she's got for the large worsted weight and a size 5 hook, and you can't worsted weight with a size 5 hook for an amigurumi. You're gonna see the stuffing. So that doesn't compute. Not that I'm not gonna use worsted weight in the first place, and I'm not gonna be using. But I'm using chenille, and I'll probably be using the 4.5, or even smaller. So I just don't. So that's as far as I got. So I didn't actually get to like see the pattern. Does it read well? Is it going to be, I guess I should do that before tomorrow night. Because I'm like, like anyone that's been doing amigurumis for any length of time knows that you would be able to see through the stitches with that size hook. Oh my gosh, I just lost my spot. Maybe Tuesday night after work, not sure. Okay. You're using a 3.75. I've only done a single foot, but that wasn't hard. Well, I mean, it can't be too hard. I mean, you're single crocheting, increase and decrease. But, I don't know, I'll read it at some point. Or at least a little bit of the verbiage used and see. I don't know, that was the second thing that threw me off. We already discussed the first one, and then that was the second one, because I'm like, come on now. But I haven't tried it, but I know that I've, done worsted weight before I knew any better with, a bigger hook. I'm not even sure that it was a 5, and I've since frogged those projects because they were unacceptable. So I was just like, okay, this doesn't inspire confidence. Hey Mar, welcome in. Good to see you. And this llama is, I know, I saw the head. The head is huge. It's like what, like that big? It's a big llama head. I welcome a more reasonable size amigurumi. Is it supposed to be that big? What size does it say? Because I don't think this was that big. Like, I'm confused. Because she had one that turned out like super tiny. She had one that turned out bigger, and yours is like the biggest. And welcome. Okay, so you did, and okay. Yeah, so that's why, I saw that, and so I'm like, do you trust the rest of it? Where, I don't remember hers being that big. Like you see me here doing the cross stitch, but I keep cross stitch. Yep, that's my mind's not here. That's where I was going. But my mind is on that blanket and how I should be doing that blanket and how I could have made that mistake. And so I'm really not focused, which is a good thing that this doesn't take any focus, or not much anyway. But my mind is definitely elsewhere. Hi, Charlotte. Welcome in. What looks difficult, Bill? This that I'm doing right now or that blanket? This right here is not difficult at all. The blanket's not, I mean, well, you got to know how to crochet. It's not difficult, but obviously if you don't count, you can make a mistake like I did. Charlotte, you missed it. I'll show you the picture. We are not working on the blanket because I have to frog back like 10 rows, and that's like a lot. And I just noticed it when I was coming on to go live. I was, spreading it out so that I could get it where I needed it. And I was like, why is this going in, And I thought it was like the way I was holding it or something. Nope. So I decided that I wasn't going to mess with it because I'm pretty frustrated. I don't think it's going to be done by Saturday. And if it is, it's going to be me up all night working on it. So see, this is where I put the stitch marker. So I think I need to actually bring it right here. So see, this is all straight and then it goes in. So somehow I missed a stitch or something. And when you have the whole thing in this little space, that you're not going to pick up on that, And I'm glad I picked up on it now than to think that I was done with it and then have to take the whole thing apart, And so I decided to do the diamond painting, but not really feeling it. Let's see, Renee says, I think that body is too small for the head, even on the pattern. So Lydia is 62 with winds 3 miles per hour, 58% humidity. And Bill says both, if you ask me. No, this right here is pretty simple, Bill. All it is you get the little bag with the drills in it, and then all these little boxes have a letter or a number on it, and on the side right here and up here you have the little chart, and it just tells you what number goes with like the number and then the symbol. So like 1 goes with 1, 2 with 2, but then like you have like 10 is Y. But anyway, so like right here where I have all these Y's, I would find the bag that has the 10 on it, which would be this bag, and then I would just put these drills on all the Y's. And so like in this case, that's 5, so it goes everywhere that there is a 5 on this canvas. And that's all I'm doing. It is very. I'm trying not to think about it, but it's not working. It's not working for me because that's where my mind is. And Bill says I have a short attention span. I get bored and move on. Yeah, a lot of us do. Renee says, Bill, I get hyper focused and will do it until I get it perfect. I find beauty in imperfections. I paint cars and I know where the imperfections are. It is my secret. the um the canvas has glue on it, some kind of adhesive. And so, and then this little thing that I put on the pen on the tip is just wax, and that just helps basically the pen pick up the drill, and then I just put it where it goes. And you can, I don't know if you could hear that, but that was basically the adhesive holding on to it. So it's pretty easy as long as you can see the canvas, which is behind it. I have this light board which has low, medium, and high light, which helps to see the numbers and the letters better. So I'll show you without it. That's without it. And then, and I don't know if it shows good on camera, but it definitely helps a lot. For normally you work on an area and you can go relatively quickly. I don't do it for speed or anything like that. I just do it kind of like for fun, and I like taking my time. And so I did all these little fives that we're showing here. And so now I'm going to put these into a little bag. Well, actually, I'll just put them into this tray. And then I'll pick up another color. And you do have to make sure, like, be careful that you don't, like, spill the drills all over the place or onto the canvas where they all get stuck everywhere. So I think I'm gonna work with something that I already had out, maybe. So that's 3. So I have some 3s. I'll work on the 3s. There's not that many, but I'll work on some of those. Charlotte says, Bill, it's sort of like paint by numbers. Hey, God's Desire, welcome in. Bill says, I watch Renee knit, hold the conversation at the same time. She makes it look easy. 3. I don't know how to knit, so, but if I am crocheting something like a granny square or like a blanket with like just like double crochet and like, you know, no color changes or anything like that, I could do that and like watch TV and stuff like that at the same time. But not with something that requires like me to, you know, keep count or like switch stitches out. And then I have to, you know, watch what I'm doing. That or just make all the mistakes. So I went into the garden today because I was, you know, I had all those seeds from yesterday that I was like, oh, I'm going to get them out there. I'm going to plant them. And I went out there. Let's see. Hey, Kelly, welcome in. Good to see you. It depends on what I'm making. Sometimes I have to turn everything off. Yeah, definitely, definitely. Um, so yeah, so I went out in the garden and I thought, okay, I'm gonna get all these seeds in the ground. Y'all, I planted 2 seeds. I planted 2 seeds. I looked at the garden for, I don't know, a couple of minutes and said, I am done, and came back inside. But, you know, it's 2 seeds that I didn't have planted, right? When I woke up. Yeah, I couldn't believe that. But I was done. Will I go out there tomorrow? Probably not. I will probably be messing with that blanket all day long. 2 seeds. Guess which ones they were? Do y'all know? Bill says, I blame Kelly for introducing me to a whole bunch of great people. There are great people here. There are. It's a nice little community. I didn't know that I was gonna be doing diamond painting, like I said, because I was, you know, gonna do that. If I would have came on done the restream, and then that way I could have had people up here diamond painting with me. I mean, if y'all want to come up, you can let me know. I will shut it all down and bring it back up. It'd take me a few minutes to get the camera set up, but I can do that. Bill says, I just bought a bunch of plants this weekend. What kind of plants, Bill? Renee says, what are you working on, Kelly? I need to go watch your last video. I think she was talking about food on her last video, wasn't she? And I have to find the rest of my wax because I don't know where the rest of my wax is at. And this one has seen better days. It's not picking up properly. So I don't use the multi one. I always have to come back in and like fix them. Yeah. We're not going to go there. We are trying to think happy thoughts, happy thoughts. So Renee, have you talked anyone else into doing the cow with us? I know Liz was talking about it. Is she planning on doing it with us? I mean, I don't know that she said she was gonna. I just know she was talking about the cow. Tomatoes, cucumbers, lettuce, and zucchini. Okay. Will you like transplant them, or would you get big, big plants that'll just grow in the containers that they're in? Renee says, I'm not sure if she is. I think she may. Okay. What about Kelly? What about you, Kelly? It is cute, isn't it? They can be any colors. Renee, do you remember what colors I picked? Renee is picking burnt orange and brown. I think my colors. Charlotte, what are your colors? Charlotte's doing. Renee's doing it in worsted weight. Charlotte is doing it in worsted weight, but she picked cotton yarn. I'm doing it in chenille. Renee, was it this color? Or Charlotte, whoever remembers, was it this color? I don't, Michelle knows because she helped pick it out. So I don't, I know we picked one of the browns and there was like y'all liked, I think both of them. And then I had that really light one. And I have the black. I don't remember what the black was for. You think you're going to do the whole thing in white? Or are you going to give it like, if you do all white, are you going to give it like the black feet or brown feet or something like that? I thought it was the one that had black in it. Okay, the brown black. What did we pick before that? Because I know I came up with the brown black later, and I was like, oh, yeah. But I worked a little while ago with the brown black, and it's not, you know how black yarn is difficult to see and work with? That one was kind of like working with black yarn. Um, I didn't really appreciate it too much. But I know that before the black brown, we had picked between this one, and then that really light color that I just showed you. And we were, it's going to be a combination of, I think. I don't remember. I guess it doesn't matter. And Kelly, yeah, we're all making it different colors. The horns could be light gray, and the tongue light brown looks good too. Both are nice. Thinking I'm going to do it in white. I thought it was the one that had the black in it. Oh, white would be so pretty. So, and Kelly, the reason I'm using this yarn is because, well, for one, I don't want to do it in worsted weight, and I didn't want to go out and buy any yarn. I kind of want to use what I have, and I have all these cones, so I figured I'd put them to use. I mean, I guess it could be completely white, right? But the pattern calls for 2 colors, right? I mean, not that you have to follow it exactly. It's yours. You do what you want. I haven't even really looked at it very much. Hey, Jane Doe, welcome in. Good to see you. Yeah, Bill, I started some cucumbers. I think it was last week, and squash, and I started tomatoes like I think it was like a week and a half ago, and they weren't germinating very well, so I went ahead and got a few tomato starts at the store, and then I got more cucumber seeds, so I did little starters of them to see how they do, and all of those have come up. So I did 2 different kinds of cucumbers, so I'm going to let them grow a little bit more, maybe another week or 2, and then transplant them. That'll give me time to find a spot for them as well, because I'm not really sure where they're going to go. But yeah, I have out there where I've started, like, I don't know, at least 100 seeds that I have to find, and most of them have germinated. And I started that many because you never know what's going to germinate and what's not going to germinate, right? And then that way you don't waste, 7 days or 10 days waiting on something to come up, and nothing comes up and you just wasted that time. So I'd rather start more, and most of them have germinated. So I'm like, I've got a lot of planting to do. Although, the tomatoes didn't, or at least my cherry and my pear tomatoes. But I did start some big tomatoes, slicing tomatoes, and those are coming up as well. So they'll need to be transplanted. And do you normally garden, Bill? Bill, and this is a crafting channel, we diamond paint, cross stitch, do circular knitting machine, and crochet. But this time of year, our topic of conversation about 90% of the time is the garden. The garden. Kelly, you looking for yarn to see if you're going to join us? This is pretty calming. I'm feeling better. Even though in the back of my mind, it's not at the forefront now. It's more towards the back, you know, all that frog, frogging, frustration, and disappointment. It's in the back right now because this is actually relaxing me. So, yay, right? Yay. You have brown worsted weight that might work. Yeah. I started doing my amigurumis when I started doing them a couple of years ago. That's how it was. Well, it's probably been a couple of years ago, more than a couple now, since I keep saying that. But, um, and I fell in love with it, and I just wanted to do it like that. But then I started doing the plushies, and I'm like, I just don't enjoy doing the amigurumis, the regular amigurumis, as much as I enjoy doing the plushies. Hi, Izzy. Welcome in. God's desire. How are you feeling? Jane says, hey, Lydia, hope you're feeling better. Lydia says, little tired and sore. Kelly says, feel better, Lydia. Charlotte is being quiet today. Charlotte, you okay? Yeah, I have been feeling like exhausted, just like drained. Like today's like day 3, which is why like yesterday was Wednesday, so like Monday and Tuesday, like I completely avoided the garden, right? But we worked really hard this weekend, um, really hard out there. And then yesterday I went and I was out there for at least 3 hours, maybe a tad bit longer. And but I mean, I made myself go out there and do like the stuff that had to get done, but I just didn't have the energy. And then today I'm just like still like just drained. And my whole body hurts. So I think that's why I didn't want to like do much out there. I got 2 seeds in the ground and I was like, yep, I'm done. I'm going back in. It wasn't even hot. It was nice out there. It was like, I think it was like 77, I think. 76 or 77. It was windy. It was cloudy. So, you know, it was nice. Would have been nice to work out there. I mean, it's still a little hot, but yeah. So I kind of feel like I wasted a good day, you know, because it wasn't like super hot and sunny and like a bad day to work out there. It was like a good day. And I wasted it. Jane Doe says, sending prayers, Lydia. Lydia says, I will, sis Kelly. Izzy says, I feel like I have the flu, not sick, but just feel that kind of tired and achy. Yeah, I know what you mean. That's what hubby's like. He's like, you sick? I'm like, I don't feel sick unless you call like extreme exhaustion and body ache sick. Renee says, I need to go to the garden store, but I've been in a funky mood since last week, just life issues. You know, Renee, it might brighten up your day, you know, just to go out there and do your own thing. Get lost in the store. Charlotte says, I'm here, just rearranging my junk on my table. Yeah. God Cesar says, I'm okay. I had a bad reaction to some medication last night that made my skin feel like it was on fire. Oh no. It took all day to get it out of my system. I was miserable, but better now. Thanks for asking. I'm glad you're better. That had to be miserable. You think I planted? Nope. Nope. I did the squash seeds. I asked y'all, I think last week, what was eating my little seedlings, and I didn't know if it was like the roly-polies or like the slugs and how to get rid of them. Did y'all tell me? Because they ate my 2 of my squash seedlings, which is where I put those 2 seeds. I mean, I put 2 in there. I'm just hoping for 1, but which I probably could have left that. Now that I'm thinking about it, I could have left that for a cucumber, but I didn't. I put those 2 seeds in there, but something is eating all my little starts. And I mean, I know I catch birds in there all the time. I did say that last week that I was going to put, I think that was on Friday, that I was going to put my nettings out. And I have not done that. I really should do that. Because they're just eating my stuff. You know, and if it's the slugs or the roly-polies, then I have to find something to do with them because the netting is not going to help with them. But if it's the birds, which I'm sure the birds are helping themselves to a little something, but I don't know. You see, this is kind of like when I start stressing about the garden too, because it's like all that work you put in and things just come and eat it. Charlie says, oh no, God's desire. I'm so sorry that happened to you. Yes. Let's see. Greetings, greetings. Renee says, hope you feel better, God's desire. Hey Terry, welcome in. Lydia says, I've been taking a lot break with my hand tendonitis. Yep. Cassisar says, thank you. I'm so much better now. It was a crazy experience. What were you taking, if you don't mind me asking? Was it like a over-the-counter medicine or prescription? Jane Doe says, I got desire. Sorry to hear that happened. Glad you're doing better now. Hope your son is doing better too. Terry says, I'm bedbound till tomorrow. Is tomorrow your shot? Daisy says, got desire. Yup, that's the worst kind of reaction, worse than a severe food allergy. Katsusara says, hey Jane, thanks. My son is doing so much better as well. That is good to hear. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Jane says, so thankful he is doing better. Terry says, my left leg and buttocks are numb. Well, that's not good. Bill says, I buy my seeds from a place in Lancaster. I have had good luck with their products. Okay, so you've been gardening for a while if you start your own seeds. Gossesar says it's the roly-polies. It is the roly-polies. You can use Sluggo. Get rid of them. Sluggo. Sluggo. A little envelope. Y'all may laugh, but my little envelope here with my little notes. Crossing these things out. I've got the turmeric, the ginger, the horseradish all crossed out. The napa, the pixie all crossed out. Still need to look at the relaxed movement, something about music. And now, oh, I got ladder mesh crossed out. Now I got Sluggo. Sluggo. Are those the ones that you get rid of with potatoes too? Like if you cut up potatoes and put them out there, they like eat the potatoes and then you like feed it to your chickens or something? Is that correct or is that incorrect? Katsuzar says they're eating my strawberries. There's a whole bunch of them. Like right now, they're like, well, they're everywhere, really. They're everywhere. There's thousands of them, right? But I worry about my seedlings because the seedlings are not strong, but like they're on the bottom at the base of like my blueberry plants. They're all in there. And so I don't know if the potato thing is like a thing that really works or if it's just, something you just hear. Sluggo. So I imagine Sluggo works for the slugs and the roly-polies. I'm sorry they're eating your strawberries. I know how excited you are for those strawberries. Have you heard anything back from... Oh, I forgot their name. Oh my gosh, I completely forgot their name. uh, you know, our seed company. I cannot believe. Yep, it's gone. You got your injection today, so did the injection numb? Is it supposed to do that? It's not supposed to do that. Bill says I have downsized over the years. Yeah. Bill, I thought I wasn't going to garden this year, so I started really late. I started at the end of March, which I normally start like doing sowing my seeds inside at the end of January, and you figure I didn't start anything till the end of March, so I was like way behind. It was a new prescription. That's terrible. All right, Lydia's Bible verse: abstain from every form of evil. James is trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your paths. Proverbs 3:15 and 16. Oh, and that's y'all's clue to me that I got to do the devotional. Y'all are awesome. Because Nightbot doesn't remind me. He only reminded me like one time. And I think it was a mistake. Lydia's Bible, we love because he loved us. 1 John 4:19. Renee says, be right back. Gotta feed the dog. Oh, the numbing. Yes, for up to 24 hours. Ugh. That's gotta be a little off-putting, right? I mean, I can't feel good at all. Is it like completely numb, or is there like any tingling sensation? Hey, Charity, welcome in. Oh, Charity says, I just got home from church. Today is National Day of Prayer. Okay. God Society says, yes, it works for both. No. Response. Stark Brothers. I could not think of their name at all. I tell you, my mind is on having to do that blanket. Bill says, I am in Massachusetts and we usually plant in May. Okay, so you're good. All right, so today's devotional is all the answers. And it's humble yourselves before the Lord and he will exalt you. James 4:10 ESV. God, I want control. I want to know how life will unfold. I want to have answers for all my questions. How long do I have to wait? What is your plan? Why am I sitting in the quiet? Where is your spirit beckoning? Do you hear all my questions and the anxiety underneath? Forgive me, God, for worrying, for clinging to answers more than your presence. Draw me to curl up with you now, to simply be with you and enjoy your presence, not for the answers I get, but the intimacy that comes from sitting with you. Where I'm anxious for answers, please whisper that you are the answer, that you know my needs and will take care of me. I surrender my control. I surrender my angst. I surrender my worry and frantic anxiety. I surrender my need to rush to the next answer before waiting for you to respond. I surrender my security in needing to have a plan. I surrender to you. Amen. And y'all hear the silence, right? Because that like hit me like that was, you know how sometimes you read something and it's like it's meant for you, or like you're sitting in church, you know, and something gets preached and you feel like they're talking directly to you. And so that little devotional right there, it was like it was speaking just to me. That little bit of silence was me just taking it in and accepting. So, Charity, do you have to go work first thing in the morning, or are you off tomorrow? You said you work with her. You take care of her 3 days. Jane is doing quotes. Off this week. Her stepdaughter is staying with her. Okay. You could probably use the break. Jane's quote, never stop doing your best just because someone doesn't give you credit. I think you've gotten that one before, Jane, haven't you? Jane's like, how am I supposed to remember that, Jackie? You know, they have good customer service, so that's surprising that they haven't answered you. Well, I mean, it is surprising as well that here we are a month later with still no product, right? Let's see, Lydia says I'm off tomorrow, then work 4 days, off 1 day, work one, then I'm off for a few days. I thought you said you were off for 5 days. 4 days. I'm off tomorrow, then work. Okay, then you work, then you're off for 4 days, then you work, then you're off for a few more days. At least they're giving you some time off. You know, that's nice. Did they hire more people, or is people just not sick now? Everybody getting healthy? You ordered from them on 3/21. I think I ordered. I'd have to look, but I'm pretty sure it was like you ordered. You told me about the sale, and then I ordered. So I think it was like a week after that, maybe. Maybe. Yeah, I ordered from them on the 1st. So April 1st. And I haven't gotten anything telling me that they're moving it again, so I imagine that they are shipping it out Saturday. You have new members. Let's see, Gatsasar summons a forest creature and she got a bat. All you gotta do is go outside here and you have bats. Jane's forest creature, and she says no. Jane's forest creature, oh, she got a lion. I ordered them on 321. We have new members. Hirschner's is going to be calling Big Twist, selling Big Twist. Do you know if it's like just what was left over, or are they actually gonna be selling Big Twist like from now on, or is it just like the liquidation or whatever? Inquiring minds wanted to know. Renee went to feed Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell. Oh, she's back. Unraveled. Oh, oh my gosh, my mind. Yeah, she's got a squirrel. Eesh. God's desired jokes. What is Bread's favorite number? 11. James laughing at that too. That was a funny one. Oh, so Cherry says she thinks it's from now on. I wonder if they'll still have like good prices, or will they have Hirschner's prices, you know? Probably won't be as good as Joann's. They had really good prices on a lot of things. Lydia says, be right back. Okay, Lydia. Depends on shipping cost. I've never bought anything from Hirschner's. Nothing at all. God's desired jokes. There's not really any training for garbage men. They just pick things up as they go. Not as good as the last one. Sluggo. Sluggo. I might see if, do they have that at Walmart? Because I can just put an order to Walmart tonight before I go to bed, and it can be here in the morning. I didn't know about such things till Charlotte was talking about it one day. You know, the Walmart membership, whatever, Walmart Plus. And I looked into it, and that's pretty cool. Charity says she hasn't either. Jane's joke. Oh, Renee hasn't either. Okay. Jane's joke. When I left school, I passed every one of my exams with the exception of Greek mythology. It always was my Achilles elbow. Hi, Layla. Welcome in. Thank you. Izzy says, I'm so proud of myself. I almost have 200 subs. Good job. It is. It is. I lost my spot again. All right, so I finished all those. Okay, I have 3s right here, and then those will be done. It'd be nice, Renee, if Liz will join us and if Kelly will join us. That gives us what, 5 people, and we have room for 1 other person. But I didn't realize how hard it is to get people together. You know, like, that was the end of that thought. It just ended just like that. It's hard to get a group of people together at a dedicated time. All right, I think that's all the, oh, there's more 3s there. It's just, I'm deviating from what I'm supposed to be doing. Try to do the block and not go all over the place, but here I go. I'll send Liz a message and ask if she's coming. I sent you a message earlier. Okay, I will look. What? Oh, starting tomorrow night, we are making a Highland cow. As far as I know, she's okay. Why? I saw her at in a live today. Not her live, just she was in the chat. She seemed fine. All right, I think that's all the threes. So we will work on, I don't know which color next. Where was the threes? They came out of a bag, didn't they? Yeah. Okay. I just haven't seen her or heard from her since March. Has it been that long? I don't think it's since March. I mean, whenever she did her last live, yeah, she came back. I think she's done one live, maybe last week. But she was just taking a break, and then she's not going to be doing them every day. You know, every day can be a lot. All right, so Y is 10. Let's find 10. Let's do 8, 7, 10. Yeah, it can be very tiring. Like, even when you enjoy doing them, You know, because you think, oh, I'm just crafting, like I'm going to be crafting anyway. Why not just have the camera on, right? But it can be draining, especially if you do it like every day, you know? Like she did it every day for a while. And so I imagine she probably did need a break, or does need a break. Like I don't understand like why the wax doesn't, like this doesn't pick up the wax like it should. Like it just, like look at that. Like I'm trying. Like it's just, and then it just got that little corner. I don't know if y'all can see that. All right, wise, wise. I do have to find my other wax. Does anybody have any news, anything good to tell me? Anything you're working on, anything you're looking forward to working on, anything you're doing, anything that you did in the garden, what you're thinking about doing in the garden, you know, just all the good things. I'm having a hot moment. Whew. Where is my fan? I don't know. You know, my hot moments have been getting better and better and better, but they still hit me. And I guess when they hit me, it just feels like so hot and overwhelming, because it's like I'm not getting them like every day, like multiple times a day, you know? I'm just getting them whenever they feel like coming on. Whew, and they are intense. I think just because I'm not used to them anymore. You can't comment on her channel anymore. Why? What'd you do? Just do something to her? Are you sure it wasn't like a mistake? Remember when I couldn't comment on her channel for like 2 days? And then I could comment, but I don't know because I didn't go to her last live. I just watched the replay. So maybe it was just something that was going on and it has nothing to do with like you. You know what I'm saying? I know when that happened to me, it was pretty frustrating. I didn't know what was going on. And then it happened on her channel, and it happened on Charlotte's channel. It was pretty sad. And Google said Lizzie. Yeah, it could be a YouTube thing. No comments at all on the live. I don't know. Hi, Michelle. Welcome in. When I went live last night, I had to restart my stream because the comments were disabled on the first one. Huh. You probably hit that to disable them before you went live, didn't you? I mean, not like intentionally. Doesn't even really seem like it should be an option, right? Like you're going live. I mean, I guess, yeah, disable the chat because some people don't want to chat, but I mean, people want to say hi, even if you don't want to talk back. How did you realize it? Oh, so I didn't tell you guys, but I did when something. What I don't know if it was YouTube's fault or if I fat fingered something before hitting the live button. I always tend to blame myself because I don't see that well. I think there is a button to do that. Like, let me click on here and see. So yeah, so there's where you can click on click. So like mine is clicked. It says live chat lets viewers send messages to you and each other during a live stream or premiere. So I'm sure if I uncheck that, then y'all wouldn't be able to chat. And then live chat replay for when it's actually replaying in the on replays. When something like that happens, I went to crochet something small like an amigurumi, but can't figure out what. Have you made an axolotl, Izzy? Those are really cute, very popular. Kids love them, and they're relatively easy to crochet. Charlotte says, well, nobody was commenting, and then I looked at my stream on YouTube, and it said comments. Oh, okay. Hey, Charlotte Brown, welcome in. Welcome in. Well, we're doing the diamond painting today. I am not done with the blanket. The blanket was here. I was trying to avoid talking about it, but I should, right? I should just get it out of my system. um, so I came over here to set everything up, and so I was stretching out the blanket so I could just get it where I needed it to be. And then I noticed that my blanket was not even. So I have got to frog my blanket about 10 rows, maybe a little bit more. And it's not like it's all the brown. It's going to be where some of the laces are. So I was pretty frustrated and pretty disappointed in myself that I made a mistake like that. But then I had to go live, so I couldn't process everything because, you know, it was like 2 or 3 minutes before I went live. So, yeah. And so I will show you where I put this. This should be going, see, this is all straight. Should be going like this. Oops. So, so it should be going straight, and for some reason it's veering that way. So I think that I just was decreasing on that side for some reason. I can't tell you what I was doing or what I wasn't doing because I really don't know. I know that I have to go fix that now, and I know that I'm not looking forward to it. So I wasn't going to frog with y'all on here. I mean, not that I'm against frogging with y'all, right? But I was just frustrated at the whole thing, right? So I didn't want to do that. So I figured I'd come on and I diamond paint instead. And it has, even though it's taken me a while, it has made me feel better. But when I get off of here, I am going to work on that blanket. I just can't believe I did that. So that's why I am working on this and not on that. Just in case those of you coming in were wondering. So, God's Desire, do they actually eat the strawberries or do they eat the strawberry plant? Charlotte says, "Hi, Charlotte Twin." Jane's quote, "Always be careful when you follow the masses. Sometimes the M is silent." Okay. Aw, thank you, Charlotte Brown. They are. Well, the good thing though is that I was on the decrease row, so they are shorter. So I think I have to go back to where it's like 45 or 50 blocks. And then, then they'll get shorter from there. But yeah. Charlotte Brown says, diamond painting is good. When I get stuck on my project, I diamond paint. It is. It's a good stress reliever. It's a relaxer. Today's Bible verse, more than all we ask or imagine. The actual strawberries. See, I didn't know that they like stuff like that. I thought that, or what I've been led to believe or have learned or read or something, is that they like the dead matter, so like dead roots and like stuff like that, not like the actual like fruit. Or my poor little seedlings just trying to make it and just getting devoured. And I have so many of them, like so many of everywhere. Everywhere. I'm talking about roly-polies. Roly-polies. Did you put Sluggo? Is it working? Can you put that on your strawberries? I would think you would put it on the dirt, right? I don't know. I normally try not to put anything other than like neem oil, DE, and the BT is normally the only things that I work with. So when it comes to other things, I just don't know. I keep losing my spot. So Charlotte Brown crochets and diamond paints. Do you garden? I don't remember if I asked you last night. The plants are established. Okay, so they're not bothering the plants, just the berries. My butt's quote went rogue. Michelle's Bible verse, be kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another as God in Christ forgave you, Ephesians 4:32. They have upped their game. They're like, you're not feeding us enough dead stuff. We want the good stuff. We want the berries. You use quarries. Never heard of it. Forest. A tiger. Ooh, you got a tiger. Crochet, diamond painting, and gardening. The trifecta. Oh, she says she gardens? Did I miss it? I don't know. Hello, Jen. Welcome in. Thank you. She says roar. Charlotte Brown, I live in an apartment. I do have plants. I am planning on an herb container. Yeah, herbs do relatively well. Herbs like to grow. Well, most of them. You know, I wish I would have. Well, I mean, I grew up in the city, so we didn't have, I mean, my mom had plants, but I mean, we didn't have like where to like grow stuff. But somehow I wish that I would have learned that, like grown up learning how to do that stuff, because the little that I do know, I learned as an adult, you know. I feel like I would be so much more knowledgeable if I was brought up, you know, doing those things. But at the same time, though, it's not always, maybe at that point in time, like that's what I'm saying now, but maybe at that point in time, I wouldn't have been receptive to it. So, but I feel like there's so much to learn that maybe I could have had a head start. Is she dancing to it too? You should be like, Violet, I'm live. She probably wouldn't care. Let's see, Izzy's forest. Oh, Izzy got a tiger too. There are a lot of gardening programs out here at the University of California and the library system, sometimes with nurseries. Maybe feed them potatoes, it attracts more and they, oh, okay, okay. Because you know, I had some potatoes set aside for them. Good thing I've been a slacker, right? And then put it out there for them. Because I have been slacking the last few days. Definitely don't want more of them. Definitely don't want bigger ones. Because the bigger they are, the more they eat. They're already eating enough. Yeah, they have like a they do a master gardeners program here. Um, and I thought about doing it, but what was it? Like you can't do it now, so like I think you have to sign up by like um I think it's August or September of this year to actually do it like next year. I don't remember the exact dates and stuff like that, but I think it's oh, I don't want to say it wrong, but I think you have to like like you don't just take the course, right? So like you take the course, but then you have to go do like community work and you have to go teach others in classes and such. And I think you have to volunteer 80 hours per like year or like gardening season or something like that. It might be 40, but for some reason 80 is ringing like it's right. So I don't remember 40 or 80. I just know I was like, oh, I don't know that I want to volunteer. I definitely don't feel like I want to get up in front of a group of people, regardless of age, because I know they had something like you could go to schools as well and like, teach there. And I'm just like, I just don't know. Like you're going to give me, I don't even remember how long the class is, but I'm like, I don't know that I want to go to a class, I don't know, a week or two, however long it is, and then be required to teach 40 to 80 hours a year. Like, I don't know, like that seems like a lot to me. You don't know when or where they're going to send you, kind of thing. And I don't know. So yeah, so I didn't do it. Because I was like, oh, master gardeners, that sounds cool, because most of the gardening stuff that I have learned has been through YouTube and research, and like reading. So, yeah, I don't like public speaking. But maybe there's, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll just continue to learn, well, obviously from experience and dealing with my own garden and through watching YouTube, I guess. Although you can't always believe everything that you watch. It's not all factual. Just like the potato thing, I thought it's true, right? I probably got somebody a whole lot of views and they were happy with that, but yet I would be, because I don't know no better, I would just be believing them because why would they say it otherwise, right? So, yeah. I think I might be done with the Y's down here. Let's see, there's one right there. And I lost it. I said there's one right there. Where did it go? Right there. And I don't know if there's any up higher. I don't know that we want to go up there. Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch right there. So I think I am going to turn it and just work on that end. I keep getting stuck to this. Need to look at my chat. If you feed them, okay, grow bigger. Serenade. I'm still wondering where she dug that song up from. Renee says that's crazy. Great song. Bring back memories of my party days. It was a great song. She was real surprised when I started singing. That's great. Lydia says, I'm still here. I had to take pain medicine for my hand. You're fine, lady. I appreciate you being here. Charlotte, not sure if I can stay up that much later. It gets hard to stay up sometimes. Did she stop singing it as soon as you started singing it with her? She probably like, oh, this is not cool no more. Not if mom knows it. Or is she like, oh yeah, I got a cool mom. What was it? What was it, Charlotte? Yeah, they take their gardening masterclass seriously. They only accept like so many, and they're really proud on their volunteer hours, and yeah. So I think it would be something cool to be a part of, right? But you'd have to want to like public speaking or be good at it. And I don't like it, and I'm not good at it. So there is that. Their membership fees are like close to nothing, so that's not a deal breaker. But yeah, the teaching is, for me anyway. Especially for if you're just going to have, a few classes, however long that is, and then you got to go teach someone, like I think it would even be easier, like if the topic was something that I was like super confident in. I think that, well, even then I wouldn't like it because it would be public speaking, right? But it would be different than just learning something and having to go out there and teach others. And she stopped. It does sound like a big commitment, doesn't it? Even if it's just for the year and then you decide you don't want to do it anymore, you can stop. But even for that first initial year, whether it's 40 hours or 80 hours, I'm pretty sure it was 80, but I could be wrong. But even at 40. Charlotte says, but Jackie, you do it every time you go live, the public speaking, I mean. Yeah, but this is different, and this is why I was so hesitant in doing it for so long, um, because I wasn't sure how I was going to do, and I was very intimidated by it. And then I did it the first time, and I was still a little nervous, but I was like, okay, I did it once, I can do it again, right? But I hadn't ever done it before, right? So I was intimidated, but I went ahead and took that step. I've been in my lifetime, I have been in a position where I have had to teach, in front of 20, 30, 50 students. And it was very uncomfortable. So I've done it. Like it's different from this. Um, and that's why I was so intimidated by this because I thought it was going to be kind of like that, but it wasn't. And at those times, I really didn't have much of a say. That's what I had to do, and I had to do it, and I got it done. I hated it, but like I wouldn't put myself in that position now because then I didn't have a choice, you know, and I had to do it numerous times, and I know I don't like it. And that was with topics that I was very comfortable with. And so it's, you know, kind of the same, but not really, kind of like way different. Because I mean, I see what you're saying. Because in a sense, here I could be talking instead of like 50 students, I could have 100 or 300 or whatever the case may be, right? But I don't know. I guess I'm not seeing them face to face. Like I don't know what the difference is, but this works out a lot better for me than the other. Does that make sense? I think she means did she miss you earlier, maybe. You already did your volunteer service for gardening? How much do you have to volunteer? Charlotte Brown, if you're still in here, what kind of herbs are you thinking about growing? And it's not all like teaching, like you have to do some teaching, but then you have to work in, I don't know, in some gardens. I don't even know what gardens they were talking about, which I wouldn't mind. That I would not mind. Somebody else could take the classroom instruction and I would work and, take their garden hours. I really did consider doing it, and I don't know. I don't think I will. Because maybe you do have a choice if whether you have to teach or whether you like maybe you just have to volunteer the certain amount of hours, but maybe you don't. No, because it clearly said you have to volunteer to teach others, but you can teach them in the garden, right? I don't know. Jane said forest for our, oh, volunteer for our country. Like, what else do they want, right? For Forest, she got a woodpecker. Charlie says, I think it's the expectations that are different because if somebody pays to take a class, they have certain expectations of professional, blah, blah, blah. But on YouTube, you're kind of one in charge. Yeah, and like I'm not giving classes either, I'm just doing my thing, just chit chatting with y'all. I'm not instructing y'all on anything. And I mean, even if I did do like an instructional video, it would be on something on a topic that I'm familiar with, and that I know it wouldn't be, because I'm still learning gardening. Like, I don't know everything that there is to know about. Well, I don't know everything that there is to know about anything. But I mean, if I'm being real, right? I don't think any of us do. But what am I looking for? But it would be different though. Like that would be my choice to come on here and do a class or do a tutorial or do whatever the case may be, whether I did it live or whether I did a video of it, as opposed to just classroom instruction. And I think that's more of the thing, like the actual like classroom instruction is what I'm not comfortable with. Like, could I talk to a whole bunch of people in the garden? Like if I really knew what I was talking about, yeah. Rosemary, parsley, and basil. Those are good ones. I would like to try sweet potatoes. I just planted sweet potato slips. I believe I'm late. How long ago was I supposed to plant those? God's desire. I mean, I think I'm still within my time because I think I can like you can plant till I don't remember. I think I'm still within my time, but I just put those in soil yesterday. Yeah, because yesterday was when I made myself go out there. Oh, that's what I was gonna tell y'all. I forgot. I was talking about that. Um, I told y'all I wanted to do horseradish, ginger, and turmeric, so I went ahead and I got those in soil. I did those in grow bags. I did video it, so I may do like a short on it or something, but not yet because I want to see like when I put, like when I put them in the ground and then like I video like what I did and everything, but I want to see like when they come up and stuff, um, and see how like they do and like how long it takes. So like I have that information, but I did get those in the ground and I got my sweet potato slips in the ground and where I had done my, so I did do a lot yesterday where I had done my in-ground sunflowers. I had four, well, two that didn't come up at all, and then two that were like really puny looking, and I just took those two out. So in those four slots, I did put in the morning glories. Um, think I did something else out there, but I was real excited just to get those roots in the ground. Sweet potatoes and potatoes are like, I love to harvest them because they're just like Christmas time. It's like a surprise, like, especially like if you're digging for them. I normally do them in bags, but you dump out the bag, and then you're like going through them, and then and then you find some little ones, like, like the baby potatoes. And it's a really fun experience, I think, to look for the sweet potatoes and the potatoes. Like, we're keto, so we don't eat either of those, but I like harvesting them, so I'm growing them. And then I'll just save them for seeds for next year. You'd probably enjoy sweet potatoes too. Now, you don't, like, I think you have to plant to get a good harvest of sweet potatoes. I think you have to plant quite a bit. Like, I haven't had like huge harvest. So it hasn't been, for me, it hasn't been like worth it. Like, I can save like all this money by growing all the sweet potatoes that, we can eat. It hasn't been like that. It's been like, I plant some in a bag, and, you know, I get some back. I get more than what I put in, but I don't plant enough to get like, sweet potatoes that's going to last us for like the whole year till the next season. For one, I don't have the room for that. And these sweet potatoes that I did, normally I only do um, just a few per bag. But with these, because, we're really not going to eat them, I'm just going to save them for next year to replant them. Um, I'll probably use them for like a sweet potato pie or something like that, to, for a potluck or something. But oh, I thought I was gonna have to sneeze. Oh, okay. I lost my train of thought too. That's another thing though too. Like before, like I was very focused, very detailed, very oriented, very I don't know. I was like focused and oriented, So if I did have to like teach or do something like that, but now since like the menopause, I'm like my brain is is just like all over the place. Like, I mean, I can be talking and the thought is gone, never to be recovered again, you know? So I don't know if that happens to y'all, but it happens to me. I know it happens to others as well, but that stinks. And that's kind of demoralizing, really, because it just takes away, like, well, I know I've had this conversation with Charlotte. Like, it's just like I've lost like a lot of like who I was, and like the things that I was able to do with the menopause. So that's like a big hit. Because my lack of focus is real. When I used to be so focused, like that irritates me so badly. But what are you gonna do, right? Like, I mean, I can't sit here and like cry about it or like drive myself crazy with it, but it's a lot of side effects. But that's one of the bigger ones. You have a grow bag. Yeah, put some slips to um you have to take your sweet potatoes. I mean, you can either buy the slips. Sweet potato slips are pretty expensive, or what I consider expensive anyway. Um, I mean, I guess it depends where you live too. I know God's Desire. I think Charlotte did too. Just bought some sweet potato slips, but if you just get sweet potato, like, well, yeah, I guess you'd have to start with sweet potatoes slips. Like, I just take my sweet potatoes from like last year, and they start growing the little, what are those guys? Are they called slips when they're still on the sweet potato? Yeah, I guess, right? And so they start growing the little slips on there, and then you just take those off and you put them in water and put them on the windowsill, and they'll root. And then when it's time to plant them, you just put them in the soil, and then they just grow. And the sweet potato leaves, so like they grow a lot of sweet potatoes, and the leaves are edible too. So like you can make them in salads or in soups and stuff like that. Um, but they're relatively easy to grow. Yeah, see, that's why I grew them, was because I wanted to see if I could grow sweet potatoes and potatoes. I was like, "Ooh, I want to see if I can grow these," and I did. I bake and air fry my sweet potatoes. Okay, I bought some and grew my own. Yeah, because I don't know. Can you do it with? Yeah, you can do it with store-bought sweet potatoes too, if you can get them to um to grow the slips. Because sometimes they're sprayed and the slips won't grow or whatever. But that's what I was told, that they were easy to grow in a container. Yeah, every time I've grown them in containers. And the only reason I do containers is because I find it easier to dump them out, like onto a tarp or something like that, and get all the potatoes and the sweet potatoes, than actually having to dig in the bed, you know? I know that I mean, you got to think though, your sweet potatoes, you need a good sized container. Like, I mean, I've seen people grow them like in 5-gallon buckets. And you could grow them in a 5-gallon bucket, but you're not, you got to think about the limited space that's in that 5-gallon bucket. So you're not going to have like a huge harvest. But I mean, if you just want to see if you can grow them, you can try a 5-gallon container or two. Welcome in, Dairy. Thank you. The slips are the vines that grow off the sweet potatoes. When you put it in water or soil, it's the slips that make food. The slips are the vines that grow off the sweet potato. Then yeah, so those are the slips, right? The little, like from my last, I just can't remember if that's actually what they were called. I, just twist them off of there and then put them in the water. And you actually don't even have to twist them off of, like, you can actually, like last year, so like this year, I just took all my slips and I put off of the sweet potatoes and I put them in the water, right? Last year, I just took a last year or the year before, I took a sweet potato. It was a pretty big sweet potato like this, and I just put it on soil. You know, I had soil and moist soil, and I put the sweet potato on it, kind of like dug it in, like maybe like halfway or a quarter way or something, and left it for like, I don't know, several weeks. And then the slips just started growing off of the sweet potato. I didn't have to do that this year because the slips were already on there. Um, and then I took the slips off and put them in the water. So, I mean, you still have to put them in the water, but you can get the sweet potato to grow the slips if you put the sweet potato on soil. I just saw there it is. So I was gonna put the Y's away, but there's more right there. All right, I think that was the last of that. Probably not. I'll probably see more of them once I put that letter away. It never fails. Renee says, when I was a kid, we grew so many potatoes, we had to use a tractor to get, wow. Charlotte says, I'm using a 25-gallon grow bag for my sweet potatoes, but I only have 6 sweet potato slips. Yeah, I know, you know, the more room you give them, the better. The last, or this year, I went ahead and I'm using a 20-gallon bag, but I put all the sweet potato slips I had in it. I didn't have like a lot, but I mean, there's at least 12 in there. But like I said, I'm not growing them for a big harvest, just to have enough to grow next year and a little extra, you know, for the fun of harvesting them. I'm thinking that might be a little too big of a container for 6 little slips. I mean, I know they need room in between them. So like how wide, I don't remember exactly how much room. I definitely did not give mine the room that they require, but I'm okay with that. But I don't think like, I mean, I think the more room they have, the bigger your potatoes could get. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, Jackie, focus. What did you just do with that bag? What number was that bag? I think that's that one. What did I just do with that bag? There it is. Okay, is that 10 or 5? 10 is the gray. 5. Oh, I don't know. 10 is the Y. The Y was the ones I was just working with. So that was 10. Okay. This diamond painting was actually at a thrift store. I'll show you. I can't tell if it's in the frame yet because my thing is slow. Isn't it pretty? I'm working on a 50 by 50 racehorse. It has 17 colors. Ooh, a racehorse. Nice. Jane Doe says, gotta go. Y'all have a blessed night. You too, Jane Doe. Thank you for being here. Charlotte Brown, I'm working on a picture. He is risen. I started in March and over halfway through. Nice. Thank you. It's going to be beautiful and it's large. Yeah, 50 by 50 because you figure you're talking centimeters, right? Because this is a 30 by 40 centimeters. I don't know. You could be talking inches. I've only seen them measured in centimeters. But yeah, but this one was at a thrift store. Like, if I didn't know what diamond painting was, I wouldn't have known what it was. But I was like, oh, picked it up, started checking it out, and I was like, yeah, I like that. So let's see. But I like it. This says spring and summer to me. So, Dari, I'm looking at your YouTube page. But I don't guess you have it on here yet. Okay, I just subscribed to you, Dari. Ooh, you have wolves. You have the sea turtle. I have a sea turtle that I have to work on. I did get some wolves too, or at least one wolf. I don't remember. Is it the horse with what is that other animal? Is that I can't is that a pig? I can't tell. I'm looking let's see if Charlotte Brown has a channel. Got playlist. 20 by 30. It's going to be beautiful and it's large. Charlotte, that sounds beautiful. I subscribed to your channel earlier today. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. 20 by 30. How long have you been diamond painting? I started diamond painting in December. I didn't know anything about diamond painting, and God's Desire is in the chat now. I was talking about it, and she encouraged me to try it. Like I had like seen or heard, or just like in passing or something like that. And she encouraged me, and so then I went and I said I was gonna get a little one, and I got a hummingbird at Hobby Lobby, and it turned out beautiful, and I fell in love with it. Like I was like, and so now I have like a whole bunch of diamond paintings because like when I start a craft, I want to make sure that I have stuff so that I don't run out. So I have, um, I don't know, every chance I get some new ones. This was a good buy though because that was like close to nothing. But most of the ones that I only got one from Hobby. No, I got the initial one from Hobby Lobby. Then I went back and I got some that were on sale or on clearance at Hobby Lobby. And then the other ones, which I haven't done yet, and then the other ones that I've ordered have been from Temu or Amazon. Dari says Hobby Lobby has cheap paintings now. I don't know, like, they're like 30, 40, $50 unless you get it when they're having like a 30 or 40% off, or like if they put them on clearance, or at least here. but I started in December, and then Charlotte was watching me do it, and I encouraged her to start, and she started, and she loves it. So, how long have you been doing it? Charlotte Brown, I got my painting from Temu under $5. I know they have really good deals. I've gotten a few from Temu. I don't know that I've worked on any so far. I got my Hobby Lot. This is my, what is this? My fourth or fifth one is all this is. So I got my hummingbird that I did. Then I did an out. The hummingbird was from Hobby Lobby. And I can show it to y'all. Ooh, I've been sitting a while. All right. So I love this little guy. I need to put him in a frame. I just haven't done it. But that is the hummingbird from Hobby Lobby. I think he is just gorgeous. And then, so that was the first one I did. And yeah, so this one right here is my fourth one. Then this is the second one I did, which was the owl. And the owl was from Amazon, I do believe. And then the third one was also from Amazon, except that it's missing drills. And so I have to order drills, and I haven't ordered them, but it's this guy. And so the drills that are missing are all right here, two different drills. And yeah, the elephant was from Amazon as well, which, you know, I've ordered others from Amazon, so I hope that they're not all missing drills. But the owl wasn't missing anything, you know. I started last May. Okay. I started, and Charlotte Brown says I started last fall. My first one, a fall painting. Hobby Lobby Studio Delights at cheap prices. The most I paid for one was around $8.50. Hobby Lobby Studio Delights. Y'all guess what I'm doing, right? Writing that down. Thank you. Charlotte says the hummingbird was my gateway drug into diamond painting. I loved it. I still love it. I need a frame for it. And Charlotte Brown says, that's great, Charlotte. Love the elephant. Maybe you can get Amazon to replace the painting. Well, it was over the 30 days, you know, because I get them like, and then I put them away. And then obviously you're not going to sit there and count drills and numbers and know what you're supposed to have, right? So I put them away. And then when I'm ready, then I go through them and I'm like, okay, which one do I want to work on now? So I probably ordered those like back in December, you know, once I figured out that it was a hobby that I wanted to continue to do, right? So, you know, they only really deal with you for the, 30 days. Now, I did leave a review, but who knows? Because I couldn't find how to contact the company. I tried. like through Amazon, and then I tried through like where, you know, where you can click and it's like their store or whatever, and they had no way to contact them because obviously you don't I don't like I'm not a person that likes to leave bad reviews. Like that's just not me. But I left a review in hopes that they would contact me and can be like, "Oh, we will replace those or give, you know," and then I could just like change my review, you know? But nothing. So I figured I just have to order them, like a whole set of like a variety. And they're not like those on there like these right here. They say they're like the DMC numbers. That elephant, it's not DMC numbers, so I'm not sure what numbers it is, but Hobby Lobby will put your painting on a board so you can hang your painting. Huh. From the Hobby Lobby Studio Delight. So I imagine this is online. Because I mean, my Hobby Lobby one just came in a box, you know, rolled up like the rest of them. No board. Charlotte says, "Oh, Dari, that's good to know. I'm working on a world map right now and have been wondering how to hang it when I'm finished." I'm sorry that Google misspelled your name. All right, and Charlotte, you said that you're going to go live. So I am putting your link on here. I'm not that quick. That took me a minute. That is Charlotte's link, and she is going to go live. And I imagine that I don't know, what are you going to do? Is your hand still hurting? Are you going to do diamond painting or are you going to do crochet? And Dari says, I will do a whip and chat tomorrow and show the painting I have on a board. Okay, okay. And y'all, if y'all want to come back tomorrow night, um, I am live. For those of you that are new here, I am live Wednesday, Thursdays, and Friday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Wednesdays, we do diamond painting. Last night was not diamond painting because I have the blanket that I have to try to do or finish. So I worked on the blanket, which was a complete waste since I have to frog it anyway. I should have just diamond painted. Um, Today I was going to work on the blanket because, again, I have to get it done. But because I was so frustrated, I decided to diamond paint instead, which I'm glad I did because I feel a lot better about the whole thing now. And then, but Thursday, so normally Wednesdays is diamond painting or cross stitch, but I haven't done cross stitch in a while. Thursdays is my wild card day, which is really, um, it's supposed to be for, I do knitting on the circular knitting machine. And so I like to make amigurumis and hats and stuff like that on Thursdays. But I have not done that on a live just because it's a lot. I have to like set up two different cameras to like do the cranking in one area and then actually take my project over here and work on it, putting it together. So I haven't really invested the time into getting that together, you know? Like I could just crank out the project and then just come over here and put it together with you guys. And, and I have done that in the past when I was working on the bunnies. But Thursdays is supposed to be that, but I'll just do either cross stitch, diamond painting, or crochet, just whatever I'm in the mood for that night. And then Fridays is the crochet night. Um, and the last 6 Fridays, we worked on, oh, let me show you guys. And I'm trying to get off of here because my 3 hours is like 7 minutes, and I want Charlotte to be able to go ahead and get her stuff started. So the last 6 Fridays, we worked on the Triceratops. And so I don't know if y'all are getting a good bit because it doesn't show me immediately when I show it. So we worked on this one. And then tomorrow, starting tomorrow, which is Friday, we're going to be working on a Highland cow. And that's like a little group thing that we do. And then we'll work on that on Fridays till whenever we're done with it. And so y'all are more than welcome to come watch us work on that. I won't know probably till tomorrow night how many people we'll have in here. So far, I know we have 3, maybe 2 more, but I'm not 100% sure. And if we do have those 2 more, then I'll have room for 1 more if anyone else is interested in like coming up and crocheting as a group. Charlotte says, thank you, you're welcome. I'm going to be diamond painting tonight. My hand still hurts a bit of a break. Yep. Renee says, see you tomorrow. Renee, I'm fixing to look at my stuff as soon as I get off of here, so I may contact you. Charlotte Brown says, all right, I'll see y'all tomorrow night. Have a good night. I understand that about knitting machine. I have one and haven't tried it yet. Yeah, it's fun. It is fun. Like I haven't done it like since I've got like my schedule set up for my lives, but I have done like videos with it and stuff like that. Like you'll probably see that on my channel, but I just haven't figured out the 2 camera situation thing yet. And maybe I will one day. Terry says good night. Renee says okay. All right, y'all. So if y'all are not ready to go to bed and y'all want to go watch some diamond painting and get to know Charlotte for a bit, I dropped her link so y'all can go ahead and go over there, hit the subscribe button. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate y'all. I hope that you have a wonderful and blessed night. Till I see you again. Bye, guys.